But a jab series is just like any other type of fake. It just helps you get a little bit of separation between you and the defender, okay? Depending on what side of the court you're on, what foot you want to work with is all important, all right? It's all about placement. So let's get you out here on the wing.
Offense or defense?
Yeah, oh, you're on offense. You're on offense. Good call. I'm going to hit you with a pass. Just give me a jab step, any jab step. Perfect, that's fine, all right? What I want you to do is I want you to jab with a little bit of violence to it. So I want you to throw the ball down below your knee, bring it back for a shot fake, all right? So you jab, boom, bring it back for a shot fake, and then you're going to rip through again, get on the rim. Good, all right? Same deal on the other side. Let's get a couple of reps of that real quick, all right? So jab, step, up fake, good. When you jab, I want you to get your foot in front of that three-point line. You want to jab at the defender. If you just jab to the side, the defense is going to play you for that. So if you're here, okay, I want you to get a jab, so now you create an angle. Jab it, so you're going to create an angle. You come back for an up fake. I'm going to test the shot. I might stand upright. That's when you rip and go. But the jab has to be at some type of angle. You don't just want to jab to the side on this. So let's go again. Good. Jab. Up fake, good, rip, good. Good. Rip. Hey, let's get one passer out here for us. Run out here for us, guys. Good. Be a passer for me. Good. Jab, up fake, go. Let's go. Check that ball. Rip it below your knees. Good. Now I want you to jab baseline for me. I want you to jab baseline for me. Great job. Same again. Up fake, good. Go on base though, go on base, go on base. Jab base, go on base. Good. And one more time. Good. Hold it there. Without having to cue them too much, and obviously them knowing the trend as well, but also being very well coached, is that they want to be able to work jabbing naturally. You're going to jab right, up fake if you're right-handed, and you're going to rip and put it onto your right hand because it's comfortable. Here's a great example of guys working off their left, bringing it back, and then going onto their left. What I want you guys to do now though, is jabbing with your right foot, turn the body, jab baseline, and now I want you to rip through, below the knees, one dribble at the rim. All right? See how you go. Good. And again. Hold it there. Now switch your feet. Okay, so where you were jabbing baseline and go on middle, now I want you to jab middle with your left and then rip through, go base. All right, let's see it. Rip through, good. Get that ball below your knees on the rip through. Good. Jab, rip, good. One more time each for us. Hold it there. So now we're going to introduce it with a little bit more like a game-like scenario, okay? So if you score it, you're going to stay in on offense, okay? Let's get, stay on offense for me. Everybody else in the baseline. And you jump on that side for me. All right, let's have you out as defender to start with. Once these guys are done, then you're working on this side and we're just going to keep going back and forth. If you score it, just stay on offense, all right? Now the way this is going to work is we want us to get open, okay? We're going to introduce an L cut or a V cut, whatever your preference is, all right? You're going to have at least one jab step or one up fake and you have a 2 dribble max to try and get a score. You're going to do everything in your power to keep them out of the paint, all right? So, getting open, especially on the wing. I'll take your spot real quick. There's always a couple of times where, let's just pretend there's a passer at the top of the key for us. Your hand in the passing lane, that we have people that'll run baseline, stay with me, come on, and then run back. Deny it, and stay with me. All right. If you can't get open, you're not going to get the ball. It's not on the responsibility of the ball carrier to make that pass to you out on the perimeter the more you can get open, and you're not always going to have a screen set for you, okay? So we introduce a swim stroke. Actually, be a passer for us. So I'm going to lead my man in. He's going to be a hand in the passing lane to 9, all right? Again, I can work in this cylinder. So I'm going to chop through, extend my opposite hand out, collect this ball. Now, depending on how I pass it, depending on how I catch it, determines what my footwork's going to be. We're not always going to have the luxury to be able to catch it here and then pick and choose what foot I want to work with. So this is why it's really important, again, when we talk about left hand and right hand finishes, but getting guys to work off both feet as well. So you're denying me again. I walk my man in. I want to engage in this contact. Okay, I want to establish this contact. I'm going to chop through here, and then I'm going to make a lead. You hit my hand. Now, I've established here that my left foot's going to be my pivot foot, so I can go through my jab series here. I can jab middle. If I'm lucky enough where I can get this at speed, I could probably go a front pivot here, and now I'm working off my left foot. Got it? So this is where we talk about multi-skilling, being able to work off both feet. So that way we're not just limited. There's players that we talk about in the NBL, we say we want to have a preference where we want to send them out which side of the floor. Because one guy, be a passer at the top, you can have basketball, and there's guys that represent on the national level that are really good planting this inside foot, stepping into their shot, squaring up to the basket this way. But then the moment you force them, and we talk about top blocking, like we're going to send him this way, the moment you make him have to plant the other foot and try and replicate that same shot on the other side, their percentage drops dramatically. And with all the information that's available now, it's easy enough to get. It's not like you have to sit through 8 hours of video to try and figure this out for yourself. There are sites online now like Synergy and Real GM where you can just look these players up and it gives you the data right then and there for you, okay? So back to what we're talking about. You're going to be my offensive player now, okay? Form first. We're just talking about form here. So walk your man in, establish that contact, swing your arm through, chop, make a lead, make the pass, good. And now we square up and went through our jab series, okay? Come back. Without the defense now, drop out for me. Do it at a pace now where it's going to be a little bit more of an L cut, so I want you coming to the ball. So rather than, and it can be V, but rather than a straight line, you're going to chop, swing, and I want you to come up here. Okay, so you got more of an angle to work with. So that's it. At speed. No, that's not at speed. At speed. Good. Perfect, okay? So you can do a couple of reps with that until they get the confidence in it. Now introduce the defense. Now it's live, okay? So we're playing, speed, again, form, speed, contact. Make a lead, chop, good. Play it. Next group ready to go. Good finish. Who's defense? Lead your man in, come back. Now really settle. You got to get up and deny. You got to be really, you don't want him to get the ball. See, I can make that pass to him right now. Look at that. See what I mean? The ball and man, don't let him get it. Good. Great up fake. I love, great job. That's a great example. You'd be surprised how much the defense wants to mirror what the offensive player is doing, okay? We get a jab step, perfect. He sort of opens up just a little bit, but not too much. He's still doing a good job containing the defense. Then we sell it with an up fake, and he brings himself up momentarily now where the offensive player can just rip and go, okay? So on the defensive side, which we'll touch more on in the next part, you don't want to get too caught, and again, everybody sort of talks about what do you look at? You observe the chest, you look at their eyes, you play the feet, whatever it may be. My theory has always been, and how I teach the guys, is feet play the feet. So if we had this scenario again, pass the ball, I'll take your spot, okay? I'm going to be down, and everything I'm going to do is I'm going to operate in a low stance. Again, I know I'm brushing into the defensive side of things here, but I just wanted to highlight this point real quick, okay? So everything I do is I'm going to play feet playing the feet, and I'm going to stay low. So if you give me a jab step, here I'm going to straddle his lead foot. okay? And I'm working sideways or forwards and backwards. I never want to open up the gate and give him that angle, okay? If he brings that ball above his head, I'm crawling in and taking that space away, but I stay low. So the only option he has is to step back or to rip through and be violent to make me jump off, okay? The moment the defensive player gives us an up fake, the offense player gives an up fake and the defense goes for it, he's dead in the water, okay? So, who's up next? Who's the next defender? Let's see it again. Good, stay aggressive. Nice take. I want to see more jab steps with the feet. I like the little shimmy, but give us a jab step, make him jump off you. Who's the best defender? Let's see, who's got it? Who's tough? No one? You guys just don't play defense, no one. Nobody? Come on, good, jump out here. I like a volunteer. You're on defense on him. All right, deny this, but don't want to get caught back door, okay? So deny it, that's it, swim stroke, come back. We don't have to wrestle on this. So come back here, you take this spot, I'll walk you through it. So you be my defender, okay? The main thing is if you get caught up in a wrestling match, the defense is gonna win that battle, okay? It makes it a little bit sluggish and delayed. So all you're gonna do is you're gonna walk your man in here, and you might recognize you have a back door. But your hand is up, I engage, I swing through, want to pop out here, make a lead. Whoop, make a lead on it, all right? Same deal again. Just chop, swing, make a lead. Don't wrestle. The moment he wraps you up, he's going to win it. Good, better, good. Hey, there's a stop, good. The jab series is a great weapon to have, okay? Any type of jab movement, even when the dribble is live. Let's say you're defending me, and if you jab at the defender, it's what we call freezing the defense. You might get a reaction, you might not, okay? But if you can freeze the defense, and then you can initiate what you want to make after that. But when the dribble is in your hand, so when you have ball, and you give us a jab step, hold it there. The moment, the refs are always going to be looking at your pivot foot, okay? So if you swing through and then you lift that pivot foot before you bounce, you're going to sting your foot travel, okay? You're allowed to gather step when your momentum's taking to the basket or you're stepping into a shot and transition. You're not allowed that gather step when you're stationary, all right? And as you guys are probably already aware, is that when you have that jab step, so give us a jab step, good. Now you go to swing through, put the ball on the ground first before you release on your pivot foot. But the thing at practice is you got to be really hard on them. And even if it's a 50-50 call, sting them for it. Because if the ref's thinking it's a 50-50 call, you're leaving that up to the discretion of the ref to make the call on it or not. So give no doubt in the mind that this is not a travel, all right? But great job, let's put you on offense now. You good defender? You want to defend? You want to get it back? Get the crown back? All right. How are you with the swim stroke? You good to chop through, open up? Good. I'm going to give you the worst pass possible now. I'm going to throw you completely off. So you may get it on your goofy foot now. Let's see what you got. Good. Now, if I could replay that again, his jab step went backwards. Anybody see it? You don't have to rush it. Okay, so come back here for us. I'll be you as defense now. Good job. You can jump on the baseline for me. Okay. So, you don't have to rush it. You're the one in control right now. So if I'm all up in your face and I'm being pressure on the ball, your left foot jabbed out backwards, okay? Well, that's good, that's playing into me. So you can be violent with the ball and you can rip through, you can swing. Again, you can jab at him, you can drop your shoulder into him, you can push him off you, okay? But you got to think, you control this. Don't let the defense dictate what's he going to do to you, all right? Let's give us another defender out here. You stay on offense, I'll give you a second dig. All right, same deal again. Let's get a V cut or L cut, swim stroke. Good, let's get a stop on the big fella. Let's see it. Good, up fake. Good step, nice. Hey, that's real good composure. There's a great example there of the up fake, defense didn't go for it, jab step, defense didn't go for it, so you just rip through, all right, and becomes a foot race on that. What's their lateral speed like? Oh, their lateral speed. Are they able to maintain and stay in front? But upskilling players to be able to become playmakers without having to dribble the ball 20 times is such a huge asset. I mean, we've seen it now, especially with, and everybody can pull out examples right now as I'm talking to you of players, whether it be in the NBA or the NBL, state level, maybe you know a kid under 16s, and they just dribble the air out of the ball, okay? But not everybody has that luxury to do that. So you give that player the decision to say, okay, you have half a second to decide whether you're going to drive, shoot it, pass it, okay? You have half a second to make that decision. And then once you commit to that decision, you give them that 2 dribble max to be able to make something out of it. Again, we did that layup line at the start where 1 dribble can get them to the rim. So a second dribble is more than enough to get some separation at the rim. And if they don't have it, they pass it and they move it on, okay? But having guys who are multi-skilled to be able to work off a bad pass so they can work off both feet, to be able to play to what the defense is giving them. If they're sending them baseline, they can do exactly what the young man did on the opposite side, just come to a 2-foot stop, step through and finish with the other hand. Goes a long way.